So, we're now on to task 5. Task 5 involves using the same file that we were using in the last task. If you remember, Ali is running a bike shop and he wants to, in the last task, he was increasing the prices by using formula based upon what the current price is and then adding 5 or 10 or 15 or 25 pounds. But Ali wants to try a different way to calculate the BMX price list new prices. So this is going to be done using a percentage. So the price of each bicycle should be increased by 2.45%. So about 2.5%, which is about half of 5%. So if we ever want to figure this out, we can use that kind of shortcut to figure out how many percent it is. So to do this, we're going to add a new column to the file that we were working on before, and in that column calculate the new prices, but using a percentage calculation. And the instruction here tells you that the new price is the existing price multiplied by 102.45%. So what I'm going to do is show you two ways to do this. Again, like I normally do, there's always more than one way. And then Ali wants the updated price list showing both ways. So we don't start a new file, we're just going to add to the one we've got. So let's first of all go find that. It's in, where did we save it? Well, we would have saved it in our folder, and 6 task, and did we save it last time? No, I didn't save it. Here it is though. You should have saved it. So that's our column from last time, where we were calculating using adding on these numbers here, getting a new price from that. But what we're going to do is put a new column, and we'll call it new price, and in brackets I'm going to put 2.45%. So as I said, there's two ways we can do this. I'm going to show you the easy way first, or the way that has several steps in it. And as you can see, we're already at the edge of the page. So later on when we come to print this, we might have to move some things around or change some things. So what we're going to do is work out what 2.45% is, and the way to do that is simply you take the price, the current price, which is here in C4. So we're going to do a formula C4, and then what you do is you just type in the percentage 2.45. Now if you just do that, you'll get a very high number. You'll get 500 and something, and so that's obviously that's more than doubled the price. So that's clearly not the right answer. We're just calculating the percentage increase, just like we did before when we said we're going to increase it by 10. We should get a similar kind of figure here, I think. So what happened here is we multiplied it by 2.45 instead of 2.45%. What percent does, the percent sign, all it really does is it divides the number by 100. Percent means per 100, so it just divides the number by 100. So all we're going to do is pop a percent sign on the end. And so there we've changed it, C4 times 2.45%. And we get £5.14. So the price increase is a bit less than with the other one. So let's do a replication then, because they're all going to be increased by 2.45%. So we don't have to do anything like we did before where we had to put in different amounts. The computer's going to do all the work for us. This is the normal way you do price increases usually. You add so many percent. And so we go down to there. And there you can see, so with this, the price increase is actually working out a little bit less, I think, than what we had with the other ones. Yeah, it's quite a lot less actually in most cases. But that doesn't matter. Ali asked for 2.45%. Okay. So the thing about this is we could change it quite easily. We could just change it. So let's say Ali said, actually I meant 3.45%. So we just put 3 there, press enter, and then replicate it. There we go, and that's more like the similar prices now. Okay. So we've only worked out the price increase. We haven't worked out the actual new price. So we're going to put the new price here. So really this should be called increase, shouldn't it? Not new price. This will happen where you change your mind about what you're going to call the columns. So I'm going to make that bold as well. Not sure why that took so long. And so how would we work out this new price? Well, we're just adding this number, not to this number though. Be careful, we're adding it to this one because this is the original amount for the bike, £209. So we're going to add on £7.24. So equals 209 plus this 217.23. So what we're going to do now is replicate that as well, and then we got all our answers. So you can see the prices are kind of similar, but that's because we're on 3.45%. But the great thing about this is if you change this one back to 2.45%, that changed as well. So all these will change automatically, and this is the great thing about spreadsheets. So just to be clear, you didn't have to do that 3.45%. That was just to illustrate that it's easy to change the amounts, and it's a good way in real life to test out prices or changes in anything you're doing, because you can quickly change things and see what the likely amounts will be instead of having to punch everything into a calculator over and over again. It just saves a lot of time. So this isn't going to fit now, is it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this row taller. So I'll make it 2 lines high approximately, about 30 something. But the reason why I want to make this 2.45% go underneath. Now when I do this, you would think, well, it should go underneath, but it doesn't automatically. What we have to do is click on it, or you can even highlight all of these if you want to, and you have to use this wrap text. And what that will do, as you can see in the little picture there, it makes the text go onto a second line within the cell. There you go. And we just about fit it on the page now. So that dotted line here is just showing the edge of the page. Make it a little bit wider. Yes, we can get away with it. I'm just going to center all these as well, just to make them a little bit more neat. There we go. One thing we could do, which I haven't shown before, is to do some borders because it's not very clear what these 4 columns are. So what you could do is put a box around these. So the way to do that is similar to the way you do it in Microsoft Word. You would just click here and we can put a box border, and we can do the same here. And then it shows that these two things are associated, they're together. And a little bit clearer for Ali to follow or to see what you've calculated. So obviously we're going to print these out as well and save them and such. Now that is the one way to do it. Oops. That's one way to do it. But it's taking extra columns. Ali might not care what the actual increase is. He might only care about what the final price is. So I'm going to delete this column. Look what happens. We get lots of error messages. Why does this happen? I deleted the column. Let me just go over that again. I clicked on the column heading, I right-clicked, and I went delete. And then you get these what are called reference errors. The reason is that thing that we were multiplying, we were adding to the calculation for the increase doesn't exist anymore. So Excel doesn't know what to do. So it gives you a reference error. It's up to you to sort it out. Now, it doesn't matter in this case, though, because we're just going to delete it all. So what I did there, I just highlighted it all and then press delete on my keyboard. You can go to clear contents as well by right-clicking. Let me just show you that. I'm going to undo. So highlight it all, right-click it, clear contents. Now, how could we do this just with one column? Well, it's actually, in one way, it's easier. If we go back to our PowerPoint, our PDF, our Adobe Acrobat file, it tells you how to do the simplest way. It says the new price is the existing price multiplied by 102.45%. Now, in actual fact, this is the same as what we've just done, because what we did is we worked out the 2.45% first, and then added it to 100% of the number, because 209.99 is 100%. We could prove that by going equals, multiply it by 209. What am I doing? I don't do that. I multiply it by 100%. What am I? Percent. And you can see it's, if you multiply something by 100%, you're not multiplying it by 100. You're multiplying it by 100, dividing it by 100. So 100 divided by 100 equals 1. So you're just multiplying it by 1. So it doesn't do anything. But if you multiply something by 101% or something like that, it will add on 1%. So in this case, we're adding on 2.45%. So all we need to do is just go 102.45%. And that's all. That's the same answer we had before. Voila. Easy. But it helps to see what's going on in the last example. In the last example, that's what we did. We broke it down into 2 steps. We worked out 100%, and then we worked out 2.45%, and we added them together. So Ali wants a updated price list showing both ways to calculate the new price of each BMX bicycle. So it's up to you which way you want to submit.